Joining us streaming, it looks like I'm the only one here, but there are people in the back of the auditorium. Thank you, Ben. Turn with me to the book of Luke, chapter 6, verses 46 and 49, 46 through 49. Jesus says, "Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not do what I say? I will show you what he is like, who comes to me and hears my words and puts them into practice. He is like a man building a house who dug down deep and laid the foundation on rock. When a flood came, the torrent struck that house, but could not shake it, because it was well built. But the one who hears my words and does not put them into practice is like a man who built a house on the ground without a foundation. The moment the torrent struck that house, it collapsed, and its destruction was complete." I'm sure that many Christians in Texas have been thinking of these verses, and our hearts go out to them. And of course, I don't mean to suggest that their peril is the result of foolishness. This hurricane has been immense, and the rain unprecedented. In fact, the experts agree that no amount of preparation would have been enough to spare the cities hardest hit by the flooding. But still, we can't help but wonder what we would be thinking or doing if we found ourselves engulfed in a massive flood. Should we have built on higher ground? Or elevated the house somehow on pilings? Could we create enough drainage to divert the water underground or just away? Or should we just move away? Should we have built further from the sea and the storms? But while some of these ideas may be worthwhile, don't miss one of the truths in this passage. For although Jesus is describing the building of houses, wise and foolish, it is telling that the flood strikes both houses. Yes, there will be floods in our lives, terrible, foundation-shaking floods. There is nothing we can do to avoid the peril of life. And when I see these floods coming in my life and others' lives, I always wonder how anyone could go through them without God. But that's the real truth found here. For Jesus is describing what we can be like when we hear him and are obedient to him, when we listen to his words and put them into practice. We can be fortified with a strong foundation. We can be well built in our faith. We can be able to withstand the floods that will come. If you find yourself in a place where water is rising in your life right now, this is a good place to be among Christians that care about you. That the fellowship and the care and the compassion of Christians is a way that God spreads his love on this earth. And it is always here. Someone somewhere is always here as God's ambassador to receive you. And if you need the prayers of this congregation, if we can take your cares or worries to God, or if you want to know more about him, please come forward as we stand and sing.